TYT Sports, Denise Jones, Robert Littell.
TYT!
I like when you do that, man. It brings the energy to the show in the best way.
Now you gotta do it.
You know who else is bringing energy?
Who's bringing energy?
Jay-Z is bringing energy to Puma as he was announced the face of the basketball brand. It's completely transforming in the best way, and I think it's the perfect timing because if you remember early, was it last year, he dropped the Clyde, his collaboration with the Clyde Frazier sneaker.
Right.
And he got like a lifetime contract with that, and now coming on board with this new title, it's definitely, in my opinion, and I wanted to share my opinion before I asked you yours, is I feel like it's definitely going to change the way that Puma is looked at in the NBA, because when you think of NBA, you think of Nike, you think of Adidas. Even now, you're even thinking Under Armour, even though they don't have the best or most favorite designs, it's still something that's always put before a brand like Puma. So,
and they always have, and you know, Under Armour has the most popular player, you know, Steph Curry.
Yeah.
So it gives, I think the whole thing is about brand recognition.
Absolutely.
So you have these young players that they just got, but you know, they're not massive players yet because they're just getting ready to get drafted. They're rookies. They haven't really established their brand yet. So what do you do? What do you do to get national, worldwide attention?
Right.
You bring in one of the most famous, if not the most famous rapper in the world.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden you get instant credibility.
And it's culture.
Yeah, right. You know, because it's Jay-Z. You know, and now it's like, oh, wait a minute, Puma and Jay-Z. Before it's like, okay, they got a couple of players. We don't know how it's going to pan out. Now people are like, hey, this is serious.
Right.
Because Jay-Z is involved.
Right.
You know, who knows? Maybe Beyonce shows up. You know, so Puma, they did this really smoothly because it wasn't a lot of leaks. It wasn't a lot. I mean, you kind of knew they were signing the players, but now it's like, okay, people are really excited about what's coming up next for them.
Yeah, absolutely. And they were super smart also in drafting like some of the top NBA draft picks, like DeAndre Ayton, and who's the guy from Duke?
So Bagley, the third?
Yeah.
The third.
Bagley.
You got to say the third, not Junior. The third.
They made sure to get them early on. And again, it's very like Under Armour and very, very early on Nike strategy, early approach when you draft these early young stars who a lot of people are already expecting to have, you know, this great potential, and you give them the money that they deserve. Not only the money these days, but the flexibility. Because if you go back and ask, like, I love Nike. Nike's an amazing brand. But from what I've heard from many athletes, they don't give these athletes enough creativity or enough liberty to actually come out with the shoes that they want. Like, give them the actual design.
Because they have so many clients.
Right.
You know,
and so many designers.
Designers, right. They can't give them the one-on-one attention. It's like if you're, if you have an agent, right? Right. But the agent has stars. You know, the agent has LeBron and they have Kobe and everything, and you're just the sixth man.
Right.
They don't take your calls as quickly. So these guys, I think, hey, we can be the face of Puma as opposed to just being in a factory line, you know, with Nike. And Puma seems more of I would say a more fashion brand. And these guys, that's what they see now, you know, with the Russell Westbrooks and the LeBrons. Fashion is almost as important as the sneakers now.
Absolutely. I mean, you have titles. You have titles. You have ESPN with a sports, like an NBA, a sneaker expert who reports on what shoes these athletes are wearing during the game, pre-game, post-game. Like, that's an actual title, and it's the world we live in. And bringing, like you said, just to piggyback off your point, bringing Jay-Z on board was the perfect move because he was a partial owner, right, for the Brooklyn Nets. He has that Reebok history where he had
the S. Carter's.
The S. Carter's. And then his Rock Nation label just got a sports agency. So he has a strong sports background. And now obviously Rockefeller and Rockaware, the whole fits, he's succeeded in that. So I'm super excited for what's to come with Puma hoops.
Now here's the question though. Are you hooping in Pumas?
If the Pumas
are you crossing over in Pumas?
If the Pumas are nice, because I wasn't thinking when I first tried on the Kyries and the PGs, two of the shoes that I talk about the most that I hoop with, I never really expected. The designs were cool. Like, they were nice, but I wasn't really expecting for them to feel the way they did on the court, both on street, like concrete, playing street ball, or in a gym. So if the Pumas are nice, I'd hoop in some Pumas.
You know, it's crazy. What do you think is the percentage of people when they buy basketball sneakers that actually play basketball in them?
It depends, because you could get like a mediocre sneaker that's not the best in design, but if the comfort is there.
I think it's like 5%. I think.
What are you defining as a basketball shoe?
I'm saying,
like the Jordan 1s?
No, yeah, like say if you went and bought some Jordans, which specifically, more or less, or
I'm not gonna hoop in Jordans.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. I think now, and I'm just trying to get this back to Puma, is that people are like, oh, well, I'm not gonna hoop in Pumas. Well, people don't necessarily buy, sneakers, basketball sneakers to hoop in. They buy it for more fashion, sense. So like you said, if you're looking lifestyle type of thing, and I think a lot of these players are thinking more, well, they got a ball in them. But I mean, I've seen Swaggy P ball in Yeezy. So I mean, sometimes it's just more about, it's more about the lifestyle, more about the culture, more about what you're seen in and how cool you are. Can you get a picture with Rihanna? Rihanna does Puma. Maybe that's what these guys think about. Hey, maybe I can beat Jay-Z and Beyonce. Maybe they shout me out on the song or the tour. They think about these things more than I think just putting up shots. I think they feel they can put up shots in anything.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point. What do you guys think? Let us know in the comments below if you think that Puma is gonna have a successful. I give them. You can't say 1 year.
Yeah, give them a couple of years.
Give them a couple of years. If they're gonna have a successful run with their basketball sneakers, in the comments below, and make sure to like and subscribe. And we'll see you guys next time. Sports, Denise Jones, Robert Littell.
TYT.
I like when you do that, man. It brings the energy to the show in the best way.
Now you gotta do it.
You know who else is bringing energy?
Who's bringing energy?
Jay-Z is bringing energy to Puma as he was announced the face of the basketball brand. It's completely transforming in the best way, and I think it's the perfect timing because if you remember was it last year, he dropped the Clyde, his collaboration with the Clyde Frazier sneaker.
Right.
And he got like a lifetime contract with that. And now coming on board with this new title,